Hello again. So this is my simplified explanation of the vitals report. This report is also an awesome tool to have. It gives you several different categories, but just to start off, you have two views. One is the enhanced view, as you can see here, and the other one is the classic view. So the enhanced view, it does just that. It's more in detail. If you have a 5, or what I also say, a 4 to a 6, so anything that's blue and green, beautiful colors, then those things are areas that they're great, normal, healthy, good tissue. But anything that's under, so anything between 1 to 3, you can see it shows diminishing function. So that means that that organ or tissue or whatever it might be a little sluggish. It's just been overworked and it's just tired. So you want to make note of 1 being critical, 2 being severe, 3 being moderate, and then anything that's above a 6, so a 7, 8, or 9, these are things that are increasing inflammation risk. So these are things that are like overactive, where they are trying to fight for you and it's causing more inflammation. And those are areas that you really, again, want to take note of. So anything that's a 1 to 3 is something that's diminishing in function or it's sluggish. And anything that is a 7 to 9 means that it's increasing the inflammatory response or risk. So it's something that is just overactively trying to keep those tissues healed and clean and optimal, functioning at its optimal health potential. So 1 to 3, be careful of, and 7 to 9, be careful of if you see a pattern in those numbers. That is the enhanced view, and it goes into detail here. And then the classic view, which is the one I'll go into even more detail, this is a simplified version. And this is very simple, where you're looking at the previous scan and then your current scan. Real simple. Red means that the frequency is optimized. And then green means that the frequency is optimized. Red means that the frequencies did not optimize. So what you want to do is you're comparing the previous scan to the current scan. So you can scroll down, and anytime you see 2 reds, that means that when the frequencies tried to optimize, it couldn't. So there might be something for you to consider, like, hey, this topic here being, this area here being processed cheese. You might be eating too much processed cheese. Your body's saying, no, thank you, no more. I don't need it. Or you might have had a bad experience previously with processed cheese. So your brain is thinking when it sees that frequency, oh, I remember when I had processed cheese and it made my body feel just disgusting, gross. I couldn't digest it. So it has a negative connotation to processed cheese. If you scroll down, you're going to see categories, obviously, with fruits and grains and meats and things like that, seafood, nuts. So we really appreciate the foods listed here. Anytime you see reds, be mindful of it if there's a lot in a category, but if it optimizes and the person doesn't have specific symptoms, I feel it's okay to move on. Okay. Then we have the blood lipid panel. The cool thing about each one of these biomarkers is you can actually click on them if you're not familiar with the term. And usually about 90% of the time, there's a little description that will pop up so you can understand what it is that this is here. But in this case, this person needs to be mindful of their neutral fats. You see it's 2 reds. It did not optimize. And over a period of time, like if they decide to change their diet, maybe put some good fats into their body or what have you, they could start scanning on a daily basis or even a weekly basis. And if this does not budge, then definitely needs to be addressed with a practitioner, a holistic practitioner like myself, to give guidance. And if I still see that it's not changing because of the supplements and things that I suggest someone to take, then we might have to go the route of seeing a medical practitioner. Let's see. Okay, this is all the blood panel. Then we have the chakras. So the chakras, it's nice because they actually have the chakra descriptions underneath. But again, anything that does not optimize, and in this person, their root chakra did not optimize. We're going to check that out to see, do they have any joint pain, lower back pain, elimination problems, obesity, constipation, anorexia, poor immune system function? Any of these apply to them? If they do, then I would definitely suggest a specific regimen to help them out with one of those areas. And we'll see if that optimizes the next time they have their visit. Then we have meridians. And again, if there's anything that did not optimize, so we see some reds and blues, but it looks like everything optimized. So it went back and forth. That's fine. The body's dealing with it, and we can move on. Again, it's nice because they share with you what each one of those meridians can affect. Next, we have digestion, gastrointestinal functionality, and things like that. Some amino acids, and it keeps going. Okay, so a lot of this is actually, again, in your basic training. The more you learn, the more you also will get additional information on how to read your reports, especially in phase 2. Deborah Bruce actually has a whole section all about how to read these in great detail, and it's really good to watch that as well. In any event, then you get to a category like, say, this one is cardiovascular and cerebral vascular. This person, I'm looking and I'm seeing a lot of reds, which gives me a little bit of a red flag, where I would think, okay, this is a very important category, cardiovascular and cerebral vascular. The fact that they had a lot of reds, I would make note of that they may have that tendency to have some cardiovascular or cerebral vascular issues. The fact that they did optimize, I'm happy to see that, but I'm still gonna, the next visit, I'm still gonna double check and make sure that these are either less or, just keep track of that just for prevention, because the category is a sensitive category. We have collagen, hormone balance. We see here that this person, they didn't optimize with the pituitary, posterior pituitary. So I would keep track of that, and just through diet and some supplements, so give that area some support. And in a few weeks, check it again and see if it did change. If it changed, great. We can move on in life. Eye health, in this particular person, some eye cell activity. So I might, again, suggest some specific foods and herbs to help support their eyes. And then do another scan in a couple weeks to see how that's working out. So that's basically how the vitals scan works, and how I would read it. Just putting things together. Let's see, thyroid function, allergies and pollen. We see this person has a lot of allergies. Okay, so let me give you a nice little example. If someone came to me and they said, hey, Temna, I need help. My stomach is bothering me. The first thing I want to say to them is, okay, let's see what your scan says. When I scan them, because I know a lot about anatomy and physiology, I'm going to look and see if they have anything wrong with their stomach. Like, I would look under digestive issues, right here, digestive enzymes. And if I see that they didn't optimize in a lot of areas, then I would write that down so that in my regimen, I would suggest some digestive enzymes. Another thing that could be causing stomach problems is if there's any virus, bacteria, molds, or parasites, or even heavy metals in the body. If that shows up, then I would also be mindful of maybe that's what's causing their stomach issues. So you can use these reports to put different pieces together of the puzzle and see a bigger picture. Like in this case, this person has a lot of bacterias and some that didn't even optimize. So I would definitely give them a supplement to help get rid of bacterias. Here's a category of fungus. There's some toxins, heavy metals. All these things could be the reason why someone's stomach could be bothering them. Another thing just could be stress. Okay. Let me see viruses here. If it was stress, then once again, that's where I would use the inner voice to see what's going on in the thought processes. What are they thinking about that's potentially causing their stomach to bother them? And then share with them some different strategies behind that, which if I found out that it was because of their thoughts, I would definitely put them on the balancing harmonics that were the ones suggested after they did their inner voice scan. So I'm hoping that this is giving you a little bit more insight on the value of the reports, and definitely would love to connect with you if you ever need me. We can do a Q&A appointment, and I can go into detail with your specific report if you have any questions about that. Okay? All right. Enjoy your day.